Now, for decades, the American dream presented the idea of prosperity and success for everyone and anyone who works hard. But now there are cities across the country where opportunities seem limited. RT's Marina Portnaya reports from one of them.
Just a 90-minute drive from Manhattan, an American city once known for its manufacturing muscle and architectural grandeur, remains on life support.
It's kind of depressing because jobs were here, pocketbook factories. If you got a job, you had a choice of jobs.
For decades, Newburgh, New York was a transportation hub and industrial center. With 19th century Gothic and Victorian mansions overlooking the Hudson River, Newburgh became one of the most architecturally significant cities in the country. Symbols of prosperity and success many residents never experienced.
The mindset is we're just trying to get by. We're trying to struggle out of this. We know what we were. That's what we heard what we were in, Newburgh's in the 40s and 50s. But most of us don't know that now.
In the late 50s, Newburgh fell victim to deindustrialization. Factories closed or relocated. A new bridge allowed travelers to bypass the city. Middle and upper class families fled as crime, mobs, and gangs moved in. This American city, once known for its architectural masterpieces, has at least 600 abandoned buildings, including this Dutch Reformed church built in 1835, a historic structure left alone to gradually decay. Ironically, preserved in the city's center, George Washington's 18th century revolutionary headquarters, the heart of America's birth. But of the 29,000 residents living around it, more than a quarter live below the poverty line, while more than 70% of public school students depend on food stamps.
With the economy the way it is and the jobs, it's the catalyst for drug crime. The drug market, really, everything really evolves around that. So the gun violence, where there's drugs, there's guns.
The Newburgh Police Department recovered 70 handguns last year. Up until 2 years ago, the city was branded the murder capital of New York.
There it is.
Newburgh Mayor Judy Kennedy stepped into office 3 years ago, spearheading an effort to bring much-needed jobs and tax revenue to the city.
We have all of these empty factories and empty buildings, a lot of commercial buildings here, which one of the things we're working on is a whole campaign to bring people up to the city because we have square footage available at about 1/3 the price that you can get it in Brooklyn or the Bronx or in that area.
Small signs of progress, causing some to remain hopeful that the grand American city once abandoned will slowly be reclaimed. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.
Boom Bust is coming up next with Erin Aid looking at Greece's scramble for cash and moulds where the oil has had its day. Stay with RT.